Hello and welcome. My name is Holly Hireman. Thank you so much for joining. I really value and appreciate your time. I'll just tell you a little bit about me at first. Here's my two little nuggets. Luke's on the left, Cole's on the right, and then my husband there as well. And I am just so blessed to be home, to be able to stay home full time, be a full time mom. And my husband actually is full time with us as well. So let me tell you a little bit about my background. At age 15, I started coaching gymnastics. This is really where I started, where I fell in love with exercise. But I was always overweight. I didn't understand nutrition at all. In fact, I came from fast food upbringing. This was during the low fat, non fat, no sugar craze. We didn't really understand. And honestly, I don't think we really even knew better. Eventually, because of my background in gymnastics, I did end up struggling with anorexia, bulimia. That eventually became exercise anorexia, and I became obsessed with counting calories. And I literally had no idea how to eat healthy. I knew I needed accountability. So when I graduated high school, I decided to go to college to study kinesiology, which is, of course, the study of body movement. And I ended up getting a Bachelor of Science in kinesiology. But I still didn't quite understand food. So what I would do is I would just work out more and I just ate whatever I wanted. I got certifications, of course, in personal training and group fitness. And I've been in the industry and actively teaching in the industry since the year 2000. In 2002, I started working for Chalene Johnson. You might know her. She's got some really big hit infomercials like Pio, Turbo Jam, Turbo Fire, Chalene Extreme. And you might even recognize the girl on the far left, green shirt. Yes, that's me too. But at Powder Blue Productions, what we did was we did fitness certifications. So we taught people how to teach these fitness workouts. So Turbo Kick, Pio, Hip Hop Hustle, and we even had one called All Star Presenter Camp where we really focused on how to be an amazing instructor. I started as an intern at that company and I eventually became vice president. A couple years later, I became a presenter as well. So I started teaching fitness certifications too. Hip Hop Hustle, Turbo, Pio, and then of course All-Star Presenter Camp. And then I went on to do some fitness videos. You may have seen me in, of course, Turbo Jam, but also Hip Hop Hustle, Pio, and Turbo Kick. I've done a lot of those as well. I was making great money, but it was long hours. And honestly, it was a lot on my body. I was teaching a lot. And I was doing certifications on the weekends, which was like every single certification was about 10 hours per certification. So imagine doing, a Saturday, Sunday, back-to-back certifications. That's a lot on your body. I've certified hundreds of people and I've taught fitness to thousands of people. And on average, every single week, I was exercising about 20 to 30 hours per week. And, I noticed a trend month after month. Just my students weren't changing. It didn't matter if they came to 5 classes a week. And I simply wanted to do more. I felt like that sacrifice to my body wasn't doing enough. So in 2008, I started Fit Finances with my husband, who was, we weren't married yet, but we did start this business venture together. And I found a solution. Like I can help more people. And instead of just seeing them 1 hour a week, I can actually help them on a long-term basis. So today we're going to cover some things: biggest struggles in the wellness industry, simplifying nutrition, increase your clientele without increasing your hours, how to decrease the physical demand on your body, and systems to work less, make more, and simplify your life. So let's talk about the biggest struggles. Number one is educating, right? We got to educate our clients on nutrition, exercises, stretches, and supplements, right? Not all supplements are created equal, and we need supplementation. We can't get everything from our food. Our food is void of many supplements, as you may or may not know. And we got to help our clients make a positive change. But here's the deal: like, you're only one person. That's a huge struggle in our industry. We're limited by time and schedules. How can people really change if you're only with them once a week or even less? Nutrition's 80% of our overall health. It's linked to a multitude of preventable disease, illness, and inflammation. And then obesity rates continue to rise. Let's just look at some statistics. Look at the obesity in the United States. Are you kidding me? How 1 in 3 adults will have diabetes by the year 2050. Not only that, but 80% don't even meet health physical recommendations, and 45% aren't even active enough in order to achieve health benefits. And that it's crazy because it puts a huge strain on our healthcare system. The costs for this range from 147 to 210 billion dollars per year just for preventable disease and healthcare costs. Then we have a huge need, not only in the United States, but also in Canada. Obesity rates are on the rise in Canada as well. 25.8% of the population is obese. And that's, of course, this study was done in 2015. And then in the United Kingdom, it's scary there as well. More than 668,000 people have diabetes, heart disease, stroke, more cases of cancer. By the year 2020, a third of the UK population could be obese. That is scary. Adult obesity rates have almost quadrupled in the last 25 years in the United Kingdom, and 17% of kids are obese as well. Look, I know that we're the solution, but we are only one person, right? So how can we help every single meal? How do we help them, or every single person with every single meal? Like, we can't, right? But there are ways to do it. So let's talk about how we can simplify nutrition. Here's what most professionals do. We spend hours creating these amazing meal plans, right? We recommend recipes, we recommend supplements and vitamins. We tell people to food journal, and we hope they do the work, they stick around, and they get results. Here's what most of our people do. They get confused, they feel overwhelmed, and then they quit before they even really start, right? So you're only one person, and you can't be with your clients 24/7, but we want to help them get results. So how? Here's 4 tips I have for you. Number 1, we got to give them a shopping list, one that's from one store and not some specialty store that has outrageous prices, right? Something that they can go to the grocery store and buy the majority of things that they can eat. Teach them how to track their nutrition in an app. This is critical. So here's a couple of the most common. Here's another few as well. Number 3, give them a meal plan that's easy to follow and doesn't require complex recipes. I don't know about you, but I don't even like to cook. I'll make concoctions, but if it takes me more than like 10 minutes to throw together, odds are I'm not going to make it. So we got to give them some ways that they can make things that they like that doesn't require some crazy complex recipes. And then number 4 is recommend premium supplements that cover a majority of the vitamin and nutrient requirements that we need so badly. Here's just an overview of those tips once again. So let's talk about, okay, so yes, we realize that there's a need for this. And I'll give you some ways to do that in a little bit, but here's the deal. We need to still increase your clientele without increasing your hours, because right now you're trading every single hour for a specific dollar amount. Here are some statistics for full-time fitness and wellness professionals. You can see 40 hours per week. That's if you're working 40 hours per week. You can earn about $55,000 annually for as a personal trainer. That's great. Lower end, it will be like if you're working for a gym, and then of course private practice is on the higher end as well. That's 40 hours a week. Now the average group fitness instructor though makes about $20 to $30 per class. So if you're working out 10 classes a week, that's between $10,000 to $15,000 annually. 20 classes a week, which is a lot by the way, is $20,000 to $30,000 annually. Average yoga instructor, just under $40,000 annually. Average massage therapist, just under $50,000 annually. And then the average physical therapist, about $70,000 annually. Now here's the deal. Of course, this is all in US dollars, but the deal is too, this is all based on full-time and if you have no cancellations. So like, how much are you actually making? Because you need to take these other things into account. Drive time, prep time, time, creating meal plans, scheduling appointments, free consultations or promo classes, your education, educating them too, supplements and nutrition, any equipment or gear that you purchase, licensing and insurance. Like here's an example. Like one major chain that I teach for, I make $20 per class. The class is 60 minutes, but after you factor all these other things in, I end up working about 2 hours for that 20 bucks. And that's about $10 an hour, right? Or you can figure that each class takes me about 2 hours on average. So here's another Some of the other struggles in wellness, you're not paid for all the time you put in because you do put in extra time. Number two, you have to physically be there. So you're trading your time for dollars. And then the more hours, the more stress on your body, which is stressful too, right? Let's talk about decreasing the physical demand on your body. There's a big question. Can you earn more without more hours and more physical demand on the body? The answer is yes. So how? How can we do this? I had to learn this the hard way. Systems, templates, and group sessions. Here's just 3 examples of how you can do something like this. Number 1, you need systems like cancellation policies. You need ways that you can schedule that isn't just you managing your own schedule. I really like Acuity scheduling. It's an online app. Of course, it can be used on a phone as well. Super, super simple. And then you need policies, right? Maybe pay in advance, things like that. Some templates. Yes, you still can personalize your meal plans, but I want to encourage you to first start with a template. Have a recommended supplement list instead of just rattling these things off to your clients or to your students like, oh, are you on omegas? Or are you taking prebiotics, probiotics, etc.? Have email templates. Give people a shopping guide. So let's go through these one at a time. Here's an example of like the template that I start with for my clients as far as a meal plan goes. It's just a calculation, helps them figure out how many portions of each major food group they eat per day based on that calculation. Of course, I recommend a supplement list. Here are a lot of different supplements that are recommended. These are the most common, actually. All the major vitamins, iron, fiber, magnesium, calcium, omegas, digestive enzymes, protein, and probiotics. And I gotta say this, anytime you are taking a supplement, please research it at labdoor.com. The link in the bottom corner there, labdoor.com. Because that's going to tell you if it's a legitimate supplement or not. Of course, unfortunately, the majority of supplements on the market have no regulation whatsoever. Somebody could even be selling you a capsule full of sawdust and call it whatever they want. Usually by the time they're caught by the FDA, if they're ever caught, they've already made millions and moved on and just repackaged it as something else. It happens, and it's a terrible, terrible thing. But the front of the bag can say anything it wants because that's considered marketing. The back of the bag is supposed to be where the nutritional value is. But the tricky thing about supplements is by the time you get it, are the ingredients alive and active? And there are a lot of supplements out there that are not. Okay, so you want to find some supplements that continuously do testing. A lot of times this means that the product may be on the higher price end than the lower price end. So there's a ding, ding, ding that should go off in your head if it's $20 protein shake, all right? Here are some examples of some email templates. Number 1, registration templates, cancellation policies, no-shows, even booking confirmations. I use a wonderful thing called Gmail canned responses. So if you find yourself sending a similar type of email more than once, then you can create what's called a canned response. It's basically a template that you insert. And it's really, really simple, but just Google it because if you do any type of registrations or anything like that where you're working with people, if you are able to use canned responses, it's totally free and you're able just to send somebody something right away without having to remember, where can I copy paste this from? It'll be right there, live in your Gmail account. Here's an example of the shopping guide that I provide to people. It's just a list of food, like actual real food that you can find in a market. And I just let people know, go through this, highlight the things that you actually enjoy eating, and then that's your shopping guide. When you go shopping next, buy those things because these are good, whole, natural foods, all right? Group sessions. Here's another way that you can simplify your life. It decreases the stress of cancellations. This actually makes it more affordable for your clients. You can see more people, help more people, and of course, you can even possibly have multiple sessions per week with certain students. So I do online fitness coaching. It's what works with my life. I host 7-day and 10-day groups. It's all online. It's all managed in an app. My clients log their food in an app. They track their progress, their weight measurements, and all of that stuff in an app. And I use free apps as well. Nothing that I've created, but stuff that I recommend. And one of the benefits of course, your students, your clients tracking is because it's going to help you get testimonials, right? So here's just some people that I've worked with myself before and afters are amazing, right? Here's a 21-day group that I did. You can visually see results in 21 days, which is great. Or if you're a massage therapist or a physical therapist, you work with maybe alignment, maybe yoga instructors. If somebody has, of course, x-rays, how powerful is this to see? So here's a couple of before and afters. Super powerful stuff. And you can show people that working with you works. That's just one way that you can help to increase your bottom dollar without increasing your hours. So let's talk about increasing your clientele without increasing your hours a little bit further. If you have videos or PDFs for anything that you repeat more than once, I recommend creating a video or PDF tutorials for form and technique, exercises and stretches, motivation, meal prep ideas, even workouts. Here's just some of the stuff that I have because I just found myself saying the same things over and over. So I started just compiling things into videos. So whenever I run these groups, I have videos, I have PDFs, I've got templates for people all ready to go, and it really simplifies things. Here's the deal. I want you to work smarter and not harder. Okay? So maybe consider doing some online group fitness training, right? You're not going to be limited by demographics. You can work at your own pace. You're not limited by business hours. It's simple solutions. You can get some really insane results. So some more information about how I run my online boot camps. I recommend workouts that fit with their goals. And I have to say that probably about 30% of the people who do my online boot camps don't work out at all or never have. Okay. So I really focus on the nutrition side of things. So I really try to help them figure that out. I recommend meal plans that work. I recommend supplements, of course. And of course, I recommend the best meal replacement shake on the market. I help them track their food, track their progress. And basically, I teach other people to do this too, just to plug into the system. And of course, when working with my clients, we do daily check-ins for motivation, tips, and accountability as well. So let's talk about this meal replacement. It's been on the market since 2009, and it's been clinically proven to have insane results for the majority of the people out there. So what's in it, right? Let's talk about the most common supplements consumed and recommended. We already saw the supplement list earlier. These are the most common. So this shake has every single one plus more. As you can see, here's just a snapshot of the back of it. All the highlighted portions are just a glimpse of some of these most common recommended supplements. Plus, it has 15 superfoods. Oh, sorry about that. Let me go back. 15 superfoods, 70 ingredients, decreases your cravings by 25%, clinically proven, and not only that, but it's one simple solution for your clients. Remember, our people get confused. That's why they don't make any changes, because they get confused. This has been a game changer for me in my fitness career. Of course, you might also be recommending pre-workout, post-workout, or some protein powders. Now, what most fitness professionals do, and you might identify with this, for some reason we think like in order for it to be worth it, it has to be really hard, and like we have to create something from the ground up instead of relying on proven products. What I do is I recommend everything that's been scientifically proven. It's backed by market data, test groups, and literally billions of dollars. So instead of having to do the research myself, I rely on a proven company. And then, of course, we have an entire performance line too. Pre-workout, during workout, post-workout. We have a recover drink for while you sleep and one that is specifically for building muscle. The coolest thing about these is they're NSF approved, so they're totally safe for collegiate and professional athletes as well. My motto is always keep it simple, sweetie, because I always try to over complicate things, but we got to keep it simple. Today we talked about the biggest struggles in the wellness industry, how to simplify nutrition, increase your clientele without increasing your hours, decrease the physical demand on your body, and then, of course, systems to work less, make more, and simplify your life. Look, I want you to simplify your life. Why not recommend great products? Why not get paid for your referrals? You're probably already telling people, hey, go down to GNC and get these different products. Why not get your clients the best results possible? Why not plug into a system that already works? It's been proven to work. Like in 2008, I knew that this couldn't be long term. I was teaching a lot. I was doing certifications on the weekends, which was 10 hours a day. I was exhausted. And then year after year, people weren't changing. So I just started to work smarter instead of harder. Decided to move to online training, representing Beachbody's programs and products. It increased my earnings by 700%. You guys, when I started this business, I was working 60 to 70 hours per week. And I've taken that workload to 15 to 20 hours a week. No joke. But in the beginning, when I was working 60 to 70 hours a week, some weeks I only worked 5. Some weeks I worked 10. On average, I worked about 10. But now I'm fully retired, have been for years. So is my husband. And this is what we do, 15 to 20 hours per week. So if you're not 100% familiar with our supplement line, you may be familiar with some of these programs. You may have seen them on television. They're phenomenal. They work, and they're based on what works, legit fitness. So I know what you're thinking. Look, why recommend a company that has fitness programs? Like, isn't that a conflict? What do they need you for, right? Are they going to keep coming to your classes? Are they going to keep come seeing you? Look, how often do you see them? Do you want them to get results? Could they supplement with other options? And the answer is yes. You know, the easier you make it, the better the results are going to be and the more loyal they will be to you. I guarantee that. I've been in this industry a long time. So how can you make a bigger impact? And what's next for you? Look, you can keep doing what you're doing, or you can learn how to scale what you're already doing. You're already doing this. So why not help more people? Why not make more money? There's no shame in making more money. And by the way, it's passive income. So that's why you're able to work less. Why not decrease the demand on your body? Why not start to live your life? Make a greater impact. This is the reason I do what I do. And I would never have been able to start a family if I was still working corporate job and teaching fitness classes before and after work and fitness certifications on the weekends. I wouldn't be able to do that. So what's your next step? Your next step is to send me an email. Notice my last name is spelled Hierman. Okay. And oh, by the way, I'm going to give you some bonuses too. All the tips and the templates, the shopping guides, all those PDFs that I showed you before, I'll send those to you. And if you respond within the next 24 hours, I'm actually going to get you free samples of Shakeology too, so you can check it out before. So let's talk. I just want to say thank you so much for your time. I guarantee I'm not going to hound you. I'm not going to pressure you. I am not in that business whatsoever. But I am in the business of helping people simplify their lives so you can start to have more fun and you can stop killing your body physically. So I can't wait to talk to you. Send me an email. Have a great day.